Mantap lah kalau gitu. Sip. Langsung saja kita meneruskan ke gameplaynya teman-teman ya. Misteri garam. Oke, ada dungeon di sini dan di sini rewardnya adalah teyvat topaz fragment, terus ada adventures experience, batu, ore, sama koin 10.000 morax ya teman-teman ya. Langsung saja dah. Apakah kita akan mencoba zhongli? Langsung saja ya teman-teman ya. Hap. Sepertinya kita akan mencoba zhongli ya teman-teman ya. Semoga aja kita dikasih simulasinya dalam quest story kali ini. Bener kan teman-teman? Oh, kita langsung dapat mencoba Mr. Zhongli. Alright, langsung saja ya teman-teman ya. Di sini ada mumi. Patung aneh yang sepertinya terbuat dari garam. Waduh, patung-patung garam ya teman-teman ya.
Are these statues?
Yes.
No. These are people.
Bener, mereka tuh manusia.
They were probably followers of the god of salt.
Oh, pengikut dewa garam ya teman-teman ya.
Come this way.
What in the world is hidden deep in this ruin? Fate is upon you.
Kalau zhongli ini teman-teman, dia itu adalah support DPS ya, atau support damage gitu bahasanya. Gue juga nggak tahu teman-teman ya. Oke, kita panjat dari putihnya dia. Gak bisa. How? Gimana guys? Gua nggak tahu, sumpah. Coba dari sini. Oke. Yes, kita bisa. Panjat nggak bisa dong. Coba panjat lagi. Tidak bisa. Ya elah, ketutup teman-teman. Coba lagi. Oke. Bisa ya teman-teman ya. Alright. Oke, ada bendanya teman-teman. Wih, bendanya masih kincong ya teman-teman ya.
Look at this. It's filled halfway with salt.
Just looks like a fancy salt holder. Seems like the god of salt
Ini.
was a god lacking in
Wah.
souls.
Lu maunya apa sih si Klimen ini satu nih?
According to my knowledge, it's no ordinary vessel. Although it is only half full, it is also forever half full. That is to say, it is bottomless.
What? You're saying that even if I pour the salt out, the amount inside won't change?
Exactly.
Able to produce endless salt. The god of salt is powerful indeed.
Oh, gila lu. Jadi kalau kita tuang garamnya ke cangkir itu teman-teman, tetap gak akan nambah. Dan garam yang dihasilkan tidak akan ada habisnya. Wow, gila sih.
Finally, after all that effort, I've found precious. I just need to pour the endless salt into 1,000 or 10,000 bags. I can sell it and make a fortune.
Hey, how can you use a relic of the god of salt for such a shallow pursuit?
If Mr. Clement wants this salt chalice, then the next object we find will belong to Miss Wanyan, according to the contract agreed upon.
Benda berikutnya akan menjadi milik Nona Wanyan. Gila teman-teman.
Of course, as we agreed. But how can anything be worth more than this rare?
Nanti si Wanyan dapat benda yang lebih bagus dari ini. Pasti nih si Clement nih iri nih, langsung jealous nih dan langsung pengen lagi nih. Wah.
Since we have a contract, it's no use for me to fight.
Then let's move on, shall we?
Oke, jadi udah sepakat ya teman-teman ya. Cangkir garam ini jadi milik si Clement. Oke. Oke. Terus di sini ada
Shadow, leave my space. Reveal thyself.
battle dulu kan. Oh, gila. Battle dulu. Dah, meninggal kamu sana. Oke, teman-teman. Di domain ini tidak bisa panjat ya, teman-teman ya. Oke, jadi kita mesti pakai zhongli nih. Oh, bener kan? Matthew mah cerdas gitu kan. Kalau udah ada karakter Geo mah gas gitu kan. Oke, ada harta lagi teman-teman. Bisa kita lihat di sini. Apa ini? seperti kunci atau pedang ya teman-teman ya.
Just a simple ruler. It doesn't look to be worth anything.
Tuh.
This, if I remember correctly, this is some kind of measuring tool.
Indeed. But the god of salt imbued it with... When you stick this ruler in the ground, the surrounding area will become covered in salt. Much like a rising tide covers the
Oh,
earth.
si Zhongli tahu ya isi-isi dari benda ini. Efek-efek dari benda ini dia tahu ya teman-teman ya.
The deeper it is stuck in the ground, the more salt will appear. It is essentially a bumper harvest.
What? That's even better than the salt chala.
Well then, according to our
Nah,
contract,
sesuai kontrak.
the salt ruler goes to Miss One.
Nah, fair dong.
No, unacceptable. I paid for and organized this entire expedition. Why should I
Tuh
get
kan,
the short end of
udah
the
gue
stick?
bilang kan, dia pasti maruk nih si kampret satu ini temennya si Klimen ini.
And this girl has been useless. Why would she get anything?
Oh boy, here we go again.
So you are saying you want to break the contract?
Pastilah dia mah.
So what if I break it? Now that I've seen how the mechanisms in this ruin work, I no longer need you. Let's not forget who hired who here. Why should I let you make the rules?
Ingat, Zhongli itu konsultan. Awas kamu ya.
Because you agreed to a contract.
Karena kamu sudah menyetujui kontrak.
Rexlapis once said, "Ones who
Orang yang
break
mengingkari
their
kata-katanya
contracts shall suffer the wrath of the rock."
Rasakan kamu ya, Klimen ya.
That is one of your liyue gods. I am from Snezhnaya. I
Will suffer the wrath of the rock.
Asik. Wow.
Oz, reveal thyself.
Kamu jangan main-main ya sama Zhongli ya. Kamu tidak ada gunanya.
Going in.
Aha.
Decided by justice.
this is
Order. Boom, gila. Ya.
I shall confiscate your treasure as well.
Bagus. Rasakan kamu. Udah. Kalau di Genshin Impact jangan percaya sama orang-orang Fatui lah. Orang-orang Fatui mah begitu semua sifat-sifat buruk semua keluar semua ya teman-teman ya.
You are not worthy to continue any further into the ruin. Leave this place.
Nah, tinggalkan tempat ini.
Oh, darn you! Just you wait.
Emang orang-orang Fatui itu brengsek semua teman.
Archaeological survey. He could only pretend for so long.
Kamu tidak menjadi serakah seperti dia. Saudara kita dari situ sudah waspada.
Good thing Paimon can smell a liar from a mile away.
Clement's wrongdoing stemmed from greed, yes.
Ah,
Besides greed, there are many other things that may tempt us to break contracts.
tuh kan?
When people see the object of their dreams, how many are really able to control their desire and follow the contract?
Ketika orang melihat benda yang dimimpi-mimpikan mereka, berapa banyak yang benar-benar mampu mengendalikannya? No, jadi ada pelajaran dari kalimatnya Zhongli ya teman-teman ya. Banyak orang yang melihat benda yang impi-impikan mereka, tetapi bisa nggak mereka mengendalikan benda yang mereka impikan ya teman-teman ya. Jadi tidak semua orang yang menginginkan benda itu tapi tidak bisa bisa mengendali apa? Nggak semua orang yang memimpikan benda tersebut bisa mengendalikannya ya teman-teman ya. Ya lu ngerti, nggak ngerti ya udahlah. Ya pokoknya itulah ya teman-teman ya. Sorry, gue bukan motivator, gue hanya orang biasa ya teman-teman ya. Gue hanya YouTuber. Oke, lanjut.
I think we should be honest with each other
Tuh,
now.
kita harus jujur satu sama lain teman-teman ya. Itu baru manusia yang baik dan benar.
Huh? Be honest about what?
Nah,
That in truth, not a single member of this archaeological expedition
sebenarnya
came here for archaeology.
sebenarnya tidak ada satupun dari anggota ekspedisi ini yang datang untuk arkeologi.
Why do you say that?
Miss, you
Nona,
lack even the most basic archaeological knowledge and can recognize naught but a few simple relics. However, you are an expert when it comes to anything regarding the god of salt.
oh dia nggak memiliki pengetahuan arkeologi yang paling dasar, tapi dia hanya tahu pengetahuan tentang si dewa garam.
You aren't interested in archaeology or relics. What you're really interested in is the god of salt.
Oh bener ya. Jadi si Wan Yan ini bener-bener excited sama dewa garam.
I believe those legends about the god of salt
tadi di
But you
pergali.
mentioned on the Pearl Galley
yang
are
paling
passed
banyak
down
berarti.
between generations at Yinyuan Hall.
Okay, that's enough. Sir, you are indeed a man of great knowledge and talents. I seem to have been right to seek you out once. You're right. I'm not a scholar of archaeology.
Tuh kan, dia bukan arkeolog.
I come from one of the 8 trades under the jurisdiction of the Chising, Yinyuan Hall of the salt industry. Our ancestors were those protected by the god of salt all those years ago. When the Archon War.
Jadi semuanya sama-sama bohong. Bukan arkeolog semua ya teman-teman ya. Aku belum pernah mendengar kamu menyebut rexlapis. Kalau dipikir-pikir aku belum pernah mendengar kamu menyebut.
Oh, right. Now that you mention it, the people of liyue very seldom use the name morax.
During the war, Morax assassinated our god out of envy for her power. He left us alone and lost in the world. We hate him. But this is Morax's liyue after all. And it's so I seek proof of Morax's guilt. He has blood on his hands and cruelty in his heart. We agreed to a contract
Zhongli
to
langsung.
face the truth head on, didn't we, Mr. Zhongli? You must judge this history fairly.
Naturally, of course. But I must add, liyue is no longer Morax's liyue. Come with me. All the answers you seek lie ahead.
Apakah kita akan menemukan jawabannya, saudara-saudara? Oke. Sudah berapa menit ya teman-teman ya? Aduh, sepertinya akan panjang sekali. Semoga nggak nyampe 1 jam ya teman-teman ya. Oke. Waduh, apa ini? Oke, gua ngerti. Gua ngerti sih. Ini kita mesti terbang ya teman-teman ya. Nah, teka-teki seperti ini gampang teman-teman bagi zhongli ya. Tinggal gini aja teman. Tinggal pencet tahan E yang lama. Si, tuh kan? Gila, zhongli mah, aduh, support terbaik sih menurut gua. Tapi sayang di bannernya dia gua nggak mau ngincar teman-teman. Yang gua incar adalah Xiao alias Sang Adeptus, Conqueror of all demons ya. Dibilangnya begitu katanya. For retribution. Gila. Ngapain kamu? Aduh, mamang. Aduh, weh. Iya. Kita pakai ultinya zhongli aja teman ya. Oh, udah kelar semua. Order catch you. Langsung ultinya diluk teman-teman. Yes. Gila, ya kan? Aduh, mana dia? Kamu, jangan lari kemana-mana. Iya lo. Dan gila ya. Menurut gua combo terbaik itu adalah kalau kalian dapat zhongli ya. Kalau menurut gua pribadi adalah best partinya adalah zhongli di look Mona sama visual mungkin. Ya, kalau kalian mau combo, tapi untuk heal kayaknya nggak akan pakai visual sih. Langsung si Barbara atau siapapun lah ya.
This is a sword?
Ini sebuah pedang.
It's a broken sword. This is proof. This proves that the god of salt had to fight back against the evil Morax. But sadly, she was defeated. The power of this sword surely is much greater than that of the salt chalice and salt ruler. If we can repair the sword, then we can show the world the mighty power of the god of salt.
It does look like something left behind after being defeated in battle.
2 pieces of a broken sword. From an archaeological perspective, these are two separate relics. According to the contract, you can only claim one.
Oke.
Why? We were alternating claims to treasure, true. But Clement is no longer here.
Yes, but the only one object per claim clause still holds true. You cannot take two relics at the same.
This look.
Zhongli, she seems like a good person, and no one is fighting over the treasure. How about you let this one slide?
When there's a contract, nothing can be allowed to slide. If the contract is
Gila.
not followed,
Zhongli emang god of contract ya teman-teman ya. Sebenarnya dia rexlapis sebenarnya. Cuman banyak orang yang nggak tahu.
No. If I only take one half, then it can't be repaired. And the power of the god of salt cannot be restored, no matter what. I must be faithful, even if it breaks the contract.
so you are already decided?
What?
Then there is a price to pay for breaking the contract.
Zhongli!
That is to say, you consign yourself
Anjir.
to suffer the
Wah.
wrath of the rock.
That's okay. The god of salt gave up her life to protect her people. My sacrifice is nothing compared to that. Punish me however you want. Just let me take this proof of my faith.
No, you can't hit her!
Perhaps that punishment would be easier for her. But, as punishment, I will tell you the truth.
Oke, apa tuh kenyataannya?
Huh? The truth? You mean the truth is my punishment?
Yes.
Kenyataan
The
yang
truth that
kusah.
I'm about to tell you shall be
Harga
the
yang harus
price
kamu
to
bayar
pay for
karena
breaking the contract.
melanggar
I'm
kontrak.
afraid to say that the god of salt, Havria, was not the
Bukanlah
powerful
dewa
god you
terkuat seperti
imagine her to be.
oh.
Rather, she was a small and weak god who yielded to all other gods. When it came to war, she lost, never able to win a
Oh.
seat among the seven.
Jadi ceritanya dewa itu banyak teman-teman ya. Jadi kursi The Seven itu adalah jadi ada Seven Archon ya teman-teman ya. Jadi dia itu bukan si Havria ini bukan dewa petarung, dia tuh kayak dewa yang dewi yang lemah lembut. Maksud dewi atau apa tuh tadi? Dia bilang lemah lembut pokoknya. Oke, dia adalah pengecut yang tidak akan pernah bisa menang.
What?
During the Archon
Selama perang
War,
Archon,
the gods of this world used all their strength and cunning to vie
What?
for control of Teyvat.
oh my god, kasihan banget si Havria ini.
But Havria instead chose to flee. She thought that by giving up before a fight could start, she could save herself and her people from the war. However, during such a long war, there is no end to the advances of aggressors. After making countless concessions, Havria lost all of her lands, until only one small haven remained.
No.
In her last days, she had not even a single blade to defend her people with.
Not even a single blade. Then this sword.
Wow.
This sword is not a relic belonging to the god of salt, but is instead the
What?
means used to kill her.
Oh, senjatanya rexlapis. Wow.
Murder weapon? No, that's not true. That can't be true. You're trying to
Pengikutnya
test
Dewa
me
Garam
with
pasti
the
susah lah
God of
untuk menerima kenyataannya ya.
As I said before,
Katakan sebelumnya,
I only state the facts.
aku hanya mengungkap kenyataan yang terjadi.
salt. Preposterous! You are a follower of Morax. Don't try to trick me.
Hey! Come back!
It is a punishment.
Bagaimanapun
after all.
juga, itu adalah hukuman.
I did not want to tell her such cruel facts, but the contract was broken. Let's follow her deeper into the ruin. There, I fear, we will find something that will leave her no choice but to face the truth.
Jadi si Havria itu adalah dewa yang lemah ya.
Are these statue thingies running? What will we find ahead?
Salt and betrayal.
Oke, so kemanakah kita harus pergi? Oh, Wanyan!
What are all these? What did they see? What did they do? What happened?
Since you do not trust me, let us continue onward. That which lies beyond this door will show you all that happened back then.
Oke. Wah, si Wan Yan kasihan banget sih ya, terpukul. Dan gue juga kasihan sih sama Dewa Garam. Kasihan teman-teman dia. Dewa yang lemah sebenarnya. Amati Salflore, pusat dari segalanya. Apapun yang pernah ada di sini sekarang hanya tersisa butiran garam saja. Oh my god. Jadi dia menggenggam sesuatu di tangannya, Adam. Oke, what is this? Ada apa di sini? Kita nggak bisa pakai skill, oke. Oke, ngomong ke Wanen ya.
This is the scene of the crime. Havria's body dissipated, leaving nothing but these traces of salt. Her dying moments have since been frozen in time to this very day. The story continues that some among her people realized at last that this gentle, kind but weak god could never protect anyone in wartime.
Yang bisa melindungi siapapun semasa
The
perang.
Archon War was cruel in the extreme.
Dari
Instead of consigning her to the agony of defeat, they thought perhaps it would be better to give her a quick release.
But what about these statue thingies?
No matter how weak the god, the power that flows forth when they are slain is beyond the strength of mortal coils to bear. Those who could not flee were thus transformed. Those of her people who were untouched by this disaster left for Liyue, where they sought refuge with Rexlapis. Their descendants feared Havria's remnants and lived in terror that she had laid upon them an eternal curse. So they risked their lives to come here, to break the sword and offer up obeisances in hopes that her anger might be appeased. But they need not have done so. For how could a god who had never once resisted, even till the end, nurse hatred for her people in her heart?
Even if this is so, I can't.
Oke.
This must be a lie. A false history, all of it.
Oke.
You dare try to shake my faith.
Alright. Oh my god.
Yikes. Zhongli didn't show any mercy.
This is the price she must pay. Yet I would not call it a bad thing. Judging by how she appeared, I fear that she will struggle for a time. But even if she may not escape that struggle immediately, simply recognizing the truth is good enough for now. Indeed, in ages past, Havria's story served as a warning to me as well.
Oke.
Faith in a god who has already passed will do you no good. So it is for Havria. And so it is for Morax also. All right then.
Yes.
Now, would you like to accompany me in taking a trip to Gullianstone Forest?
Huh? What do you want to do, Zhong?
Treading old ground, telling old stories. One cannot help but be reminded of old
Padahal kita tidak bisa
acquaintances.
menghindari so. Wow. Sangat luar biasa sekali ya teman-teman ceritanya. Alright. Oke, jadi sudah selesai semua dan ada chest, precious chest di sini ya teman-teman ya. Oke, sepertinya kita akan mengakhiri video ini ya teman-teman. Sudah kepanjangan sekali ya teman-teman ya. Sedih sekali ya teman-teman, seorang Dewi Havria, Dewi Garam ya, sangat so sad sekali ya teman-teman ya. Oke, jadi itu aja untuk video kali ini ya, sudah lumayan sekali gameplaynya ya teman-teman ya. Dan Untuk next video, gue akan langsung memainkan gameplay dari zhongli ini, teman-teman ya. Oke, itu aja untuk video kali ini. Kalau kalian suka dengan video ini, tolong like, comment, share, dan subscribe. Dan jangan lupa nyalakan notifikasinya. See you next time. Goodbye. Dadah.